Hey everybody, welcome back to School Sucks Live. This is our last segment, but we still have a little time for your call. And we also do this thing called the After School Sucks Special. Osborne, I thought we did a pretty good one last week.
Did we?
Yeah. Don't you remember? We had a whole group of people on Skype with us. We had Ian from Free Talk Live.
Right.
We had Michelle Seven. We had Derek from Derek's Victimless Crime Spree. And we talked for 2 hours. You told your TSA story. We did a little reenactment.
That's right.
The after show is great. And if you're listening live, this is a good way to get to hear it for free, because usually I take those videos and they become bonus content. So I send them out to people who subscribe to the show. I'm actually going to send the one we did last week to everybody sometime this weekend. But if you become a subscriber, you can get access to stuff like that. We're about to launch a new website. Little saying I've been saying since June. But we're getting closer every day. I've seen the rough draft. We have to work on some of the layout. But the functionality is looking pretty good, and that's something that's going to be happening soon. So you can go to schoolsucksproject.com/support, or you can go right to schoolsucks.podomatic.com, and in the right column, you can see a little PayPal button. We ask for $6 a month. It really helps the show. Helps me, too.
Do the early adopters get like some special treatment or something? Like,
nope.
Hey, I was with School Sucks before. It was cool, man.
They get a special pair of horn-rimmed glasses.
School Sucks has been cool for quite some time now. So hard to get in on the ground floor on that one.
Well, before the website was cool.
Yeah, I think the website, when all is said and done, the website will be pretty cool. The guy who designed it is out in California. His name is Tony, and I think one of the reasons why it took longer was he wanted to build it. We were originally going to do a WordPress site, and he wanted to build this custom site using this new programming language called Yi, and he was kind of learning it as he went. And I trusted his judgment from the beginning, so I'm excited to see what the finished product looks like, and I'm excited to show it to all of you as well, all you listeners. So. Wrapping up the show tonight, we are talking about the movie American Psycho. And I was describing about how this is whether it's real or imagined by the character Patrick Bateman, he is trying to toe that line between go to work and fit in so he can continue to move forward on the hunt as the predator and throw in chainsaws.
Well, so what in the movie? What do people hold up as? It's been a while since I watched the film.
Me too.
So I don't know, what is it that people hold up as evidence that it may only be happening in his mind? Because I think there's pretty ample evidence that people are actually dying.
I don't remember. I think at the end he tries to make a phone call and confess everything to Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. But I remember the first time I saw that movie, I thought it was just brilliant how it walks through his routine, and it comes to this one scene where we really see who he is or who he isn't when he's walking us through his morning hygiene, right?
Right.
And all of his beautification, as if it's the most important thing that you're ever going to learn. And then
grandiose sense of self-worth.
Exactly. And as he's removing a chemical peel, almost like he's taking off a mask, right? Well, I guess that is a mask, right? Chemical peel mask.
True.
He's saying, there is an idea of Patrick Bateman, but there's nothing to it. I'm just not there. Right? So there is no real person with feeling, with empathy, with anything like that. He is just this predatory machine. And I think they do a good job in that movie and the book of going through the checklist, right? We remember the scene where there's somebody has a better business card than him, or a better apartment than him, and he's terrified and like, I should kill this person and then pretend to be him. But that's the line that in the world in which we live gets crossed, because people who are obedient to these sociopathic or psychopathic systems feel like they have license to cross that line if people dare be disobedient.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that it's talked about in the film that most people are good, and most people are trying to move through their lives directed by a conscience, a sense of what's right and wrong. But, being moral, being consistent, being good, and being passive, being 100% compliant,
right,
is in many ways, unfortunately, being pretty much a servant of the predators.
The one thing that it talked about in this film that probably the only thing in the entire film that made me feel a little less like the end is near was they talked about human social networks. And we're not obviously talking about Facebook or MySpace, but actual humans interacting in person with other people.
Sure.
And how within those networks, moral behavior, and by extension immoral behavior, reinforces itself. With the people around you are moral, you'll imitate their moral behavior, and it spreads from there to the extent to which you are connected to other people.
Yeah, this is kind of also, even though it's a little more hokey, I don't think it's the worst practice to pay it forward, that kind of idea, where, and that's like, I didn't like how they were using words like altruism in the film or selflessness, because when you do nice things for other people, there's definitely a reward for you personally if you're not a psychopath.
Right.
Like, it feels good to help other people.
Right.
But that's still motivated by, I think, it's not selfless.
Not entirely.
No.
The more everybody is, the more selfless everybody is, the better place we'll all be living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that's like the hokiest thing I think I ever said.
Yeah. And they went into the idea that you draw people to you who engage in like behavior. So if you're someone who acts well toward people, you will surround yourself with and be surrounded by people who also treat others well, which in the long run will benefit everyone.
But the opposite of that is also true.
That's also correct.
But the way that negatively reinforces itself is that if everyone's just kicking each other's ass all the time, imagine two populations, right? One where everybody's helping each other, one where everybody's kicking each other's ass. The one where people are being good is going to benefit far greater than the other one. And the bad behavior will die off over time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of people just allowing it to the people who exhibit that bad behavior to be the authorities and the role models.
Like, we're not really that society where everybody is beating each other up all the time, but the people we look up to in our society are constantly not necessarily beating each other up, but just dragging each other through the mud.
Yeah.
Just making each other look as horrible as possible, And
if you do, this is really sad, if you do point out how these people are aggressors, how these people are predators, then those people who are the victims of that aggression and that predation go into attack mode against you.
To defend their attackers.
Guy named Plato came up with a story about this some time ago. Plato, Plato.
Never heard of him.
He was a wrestler.
Cool.
And
like the Mexican kind?
Yeah, he was a Mexican wrestler.
A luchador.
It was actually pronounced Plato.
Plato.
Well, anyway, Plato, the Greek philosopher, if we've confused you, has the allegory of the cave. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes.
So we have this story about these people who are basically chained to this wall where there's a fire behind them that projects shadows onto the wall, and they watch these shadows in fear and confusion as if that is the real world. One person breaks free, gets out of the cave, sees how beautiful and wonderful the world is and can be for all of them, quickly returns to the cave to tell the people in the cave this story, and is not rewarded, is not thanked, but attacked, because that's too uncomfortable. It means if there is something better that's achievable, that's means we're going to have to take action to achieve it, and that's going to require courage, and that's not for everybody.
And just the fact of the world being completely transformed. Very scary.
So, hey, thanks for listening to our live show. We're going to take about a 10-minute break and then do the After School Sucks special. For Jason Osborne and Cory, can I use your whole name?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Stanish.
Yes.
I am Brett Finot. Thank you very much for listening, and take care.
Thank you.